welcome back to Candy's Locker Room. Alright guys, I've been dreading talking about this game for a few days now, so let's just jump right into this Dallas Cowboys and Broncos game. Alright guys, if I'm being painfully and brutally honest about the first quarter of this game, there was little to nothing good to report about the Cowboys, except Watkins got his first sack of the season for the Cowboys. Aside from that, the Broncos defense, despite not having Von Miller, kind of ripped us apart. Their offense, on the other hand, as well, scoring 2 touchdowns, Gordon and Patrick. They did, however, miss the field goal, leading us with little to spare, 13-0 going into the second quarter. This game probably should have been played on Halloween instead because it was horrific. In the second quarter, Zeke was limping around. Diggs got, I think, his second flag of the game. Steele, who replaced Collins when he was out, was moved back to his position. And a lot of people were saying he should have stayed there. Like, look what's happening now. He was doing much better in Collins' position. I know we talked about that. That was a question in my last video, and now we see the results of him being moved from that position back to his regular position. The only good notation from the second quarter was that Parsons got a big sack, but that didn't help us any because we didn't score. They got a field goal, leading 16-0 going into halftime. All right, guys, so I don't know how many of you out there are card players, but we are going to call a spade with this one. This just was not a good game for the Cowboys. In the third quarter, the Broncos come out, get a field goal, leading 19-0 at this point. Cooper gets his first drop of the season, and we go for it for the third time on 4th down, and it is unsuccessful again. Small, maybe helpful thing here, or maybe not, thing to note is that Diggs came back out with either different shoes or no red socks on and no red gloves, so the opponents couldn't see maybe his hand movements. He didn't get any flags that quarter, so maybe that is the only thing good to note here in the third quarter. And that the Broncos missed their field goal and it remained 19-0. At the end of the third quarter, the Broncos had 159 yards rushing compared to the Dallas Cowboys' 54 yards rushing. Tell me that this wasn't our game without telling me this wasn't our game. Let's get into the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter started off great for the Broncos. They scored another touchdown, bringing the score to a whopping 27-0. They were eating the Cowboys' lunch. But the madness continues. The Broncos pick off Dak, score a field goal, bringing the score to 30-0. Collins gets a flag, and then finally, could it be a turn of events? The Cowboys finally have some luck in this game, score a touchdown, get the 2-point conversion, is successful, and they bring the score to 30-8. Did I mention that touchdown was made by Malik Turner? Shout out to Malik Turner for coming in and helping turn things around a little bit for the Dallas Cowboys. If you take nothing else away from this video, take this. Dak Prescott is a Leo. He is not going down without a fight. He throws a pass to Turner again. It is good for a Dallas Cowboys touchdown. Dak runs it in for a 2-point conversion, and it's successful. The score is now 30-18. Unfortunately, our Cowboys succumbed to their injuries and lost to the Broncos. But let's note this here. I know some of you guys, most of you Cowboys haters, are not going to like this, but every team has a bad game, and this was ours. I hope it's our only one for the season, and I'm just going to call it what it is. The Broncos played a good game, and the Broncos are just good at getting in the way of the ball. Almost every ball was a 50-50 ball. They're good at getting their hands in there and knocking the ball loose. They played a better game than the Cowboys, but I guarantee you it's not going to happen for the rest of the season with any other team for the Dallas Cowboys. We're going to go from here. They've learned, they've practiced. We're only going to get better and expect to see the Dallas Cowboys in the Super Bowl. Now, I know that was a hot piece, but things are about to get even hotter as we go into Candy's Hot Shot of the Week. My Hot Shot of the Week is Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott. Dak wore a green and black plaid suit to the game on Sunday. He had on a black shirt underneath and a very, very nice chain and shades. But what I liked most about this outfit is that I'm pretty sure that it was because of the salute to service that they were doing for that game, hence the color green that he chose to wear. So Dak is my shot of the week. Now it's time for Candy's flag on the play. My flag on the play goes to... Sorry, I was looking for the Cowboys fans' sense of pride and support for their team. The Dallas Cowboys fans who left the game early on Sunday get my flag on the play. If you go to DeMarcus Ware's Instagram, ex-Cowboy player, he shows some of the fans leaving early. I understand frustration. I understand you're angry, but you pay for those tickets. 1, you might as well stay at the game. 2, I am very optimistic, so I'm going to stay at the game, even if it's 100-0 until the last minute to watch and support the team. If you call yourself a real Cowboys fan, that should be absolutely no problem, no matter how embarrassing the score may have been. You should have just stayed. All right, let's get into Candy's Week 10 picks. First up, I have my Dallas Cowboys beating the Atlanta Falcons at AT&T Stadium 35-20. That's right, the Dallas Cowboys are going to come out and show out and shut up all of the haters and naysayers who had so much to say when they played against the Broncos on Sunday. Next up, I have the Browns and Patriots game, who are both 5-4, so I have it being a close match with the Browns taking the W 28-27. Last up, we have the Eagles and the Broncos. I am still a little bit bitter about last game, but I'm going to go ahead and give the Broncos this one 28-14. Last but not least, we have my favorite portion because I love to talk Q&A, and you guys had a couple of questions, actually a lot of questions, but I'm only going to answer about 3 or 4 of them. The first question was, do you think that we brought Dak back too soon? No, I don't. I think that Dak needed to get back in there to get into the thick of things. We cannot protect him forever. And what I mean by that is, I know as fans and probably as his teammates, we're like, oh, can we just preserve Dak until we get into the Super Bowl or the playoffs? No, we can't. He knows what's best for himself. The coaches and the team, doctor staff knows what's best for him. And I think really what was best for him to get back into the game, get back into the thick of things, practice and play with his teammates against opponents so that he can be better and be back to himself for the Atlanta Falcons game and the rest of the season. Y'all are a little messy. This next question is, what do you think about Gregory getting upset and throwing his helmet on the side of the sidelines? I think that we should pull out a big belt and give him a spanking. No, guys. This is football. These are humans at the end of the day. They're allowed to get mad. They're allowed to show their frustration. And if he did that and didn't hurt anyone else, I don't see anything wrong with it. Everybody gets an attitude. I don't care if you're the happiest person on earth. Everyone gets frustrated, and that was the game to get frustrated over. So I don't see anything wrong with that. He didn't let it affect his playing, but he had every reason to be upset. Look at how that game went for the Cowboys. And if you ever notice him on the sideline interacting with people or after the games, he's a very happy person. For him to be that frustrated, it had to have been a terrible game. Take that into consideration. This next question is, where do you think Odell Beckham will end up? Will he end up with the Cowboys? No, we are full at receiver, but I do know that he is ring chasing apparently. And I don't know, maybe he'll end up with the Saints, the Chiefs, but not with the Cowboys. I don't see that happening. All right, now it's time for Candy's Fan of the Week. Finally, again, when I see my Fan of the Week comment below this video, I will comment back and let them know that they have won Fan of the Week, and I will be sending them a little something special in the mail. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today for Candy's Locker Room. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, send it around in messages. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, and I will talk to you guys soon.